Hi all, it's me, Mrs. Tucker again. In your first JA lesson, you'll be talking a lot about jobs and careers, as well as 3 tips to think about that will help you find the one that's best for you. I can remember all the way back to when I was younger, I've always wanted to be a teacher. I really enjoyed school and I wanted to work with students. And actually, that's what I ended up going to college for, to become a teacher. And even though I'm not working in the classroom every day, and I'm not working for a school district, I am doing what I always wanted. I'm teaching students. It just so happens to focus primarily on financial education. Now you might be thinking, I'm in 6th grade. It's great that you knew what you wanted to do when you were my age, but I have no idea. And if that sounds like you, that's okay. You're going to be looking at a few different things throughout your time with JA. The first being your skills, interests, and values. Those 3 things can help you decide not only what you like, your interest, but also what you're good at, your skills, as well as what you value, or your principles and standards. These are the things that are really important to you or things that you believe in. Those 3 things combined, your skills, interests, and values, will help you figure out what types of jobs or careers you might like, might actually be good at, and be something that you find meaningful. For example, if you're organized, creative, and like being in the kitchen, maybe being a chef or a baker would interest you. If you like science or a good problem solver and decision maker, and you want to help people, maybe being a doctor would interest you. Or if you're creative and more into computers and want to find new ways to do things, maybe being an engineer would interest you. And one more, if you like being around people and are good with your hands, interested in helping people look their best, maybe being a hairstylist would interest you. Struggling to think of skills, interests, and values you have? That's okay. Just ask yourself, what are things that you do well? What is something that you're proud of? And what are some words or characteristics that would best describe you? Then think about the choices you make and how those choices link to who you are and the brand that you're creating for yourself. Now, I mentioned the word brand, and in fact, you are creating a brand for yourself right now. And what I mean by that is you're creating how you want others to think of you. What do you do that makes you different? And how do you want to be seen or known? Look around the room. Do you have a particular brand on your shirt or your shoes? Or do you see a logo of a brand or something in your classroom? If so, think about what that particular brand is known for and how they have built their brand identity. It's the same for you and your brand. Sometimes we build positive brands with people, and that's great. But sometimes we might have a negative connotation with people. When a teacher thinks about your name or a friend or a classmate, what do they think about? What would the first few words that might come to their mind be? Whatever they think, that's part of your brand identity. And if you think you have a negative brand with someone, just know that you can always make better choices tomorrow to help make your brand more positive with them. In today's activity, you're going to dig into what your skills, interests, and values are. And when doing that, see if any of your skills are something that you also have an interest in. It's great when you have the opportunity to be good at what you really like to do. So professional basketball players, for example, they're really good at playing basketball, and I bet they really like doing it. So it's a win-win. That's the key to finding a job or career that you love, and one that you can stick with for many years. You'll learn a bit about career clusters also. So if you have an interest in a specific area, a lot of times if you go to school for that, you'll gain interest in that area, and you'll find out that there's a lot of jobs under that umbrella. So let's go back to my example about becoming a doctor. If you like science, are a good problem solver, and want to help people, but don't particularly like the sight of blood, probably being a doctor isn't the best choice for you. But maybe you could become a physical therapist instead. Same career cluster, different job. All right, it's time for me to go and for you to get to work. I'll check in again before lesson 2. See you then.